Hello, everyone. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Bryant. Bryant is from Los Angeles, in California, in the USA. So let's see what Bryant has to say. Enjoy the interview.
Hey, William.
Hello, Bryant. How are you?
Good. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right. Really good. All right. Cool, man. Pleasure to
How,
meet you.
nice to meet you too. So
Yeah.
tell me, how's your day going so far?
It's going just another day. Yeah, man, just doing some music.
So tell me, where are you from, Bryant?
Born and raised in Los Angeles, and I'm currently in Vegas, so that's where I am.
And why the change from Los Angeles to Vegas?
So I have an extensive background in culinary. So, as you know, I'm a full-time chef. So, I came to Vegas to expand my portfolio as there's more, culinary horizons for me. So, so here I am.
And how long have you been living there for?
Since 2019.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
So
all your
what is that,
family are
5 years
back.
now?
All your bachelor family, sorry, all your family are back in Los Angeles.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
See? And what's, in your opinion, what's the biggest difference between Las Vegas and Los Angeles?
I'm gonna say Vegas is more we have more transients. So, you know what I mean? We have people from all around the world here, kind of, you know what I mean, doing hospitality. Los Angeles, I mean, it's definitely oversaturated. Um, but the difference for me, I'd say, yeah, just more transient people. I mean, you just have a lot of different types of demographics, in Vegas. So,
I see. And are you planning to stay there for a long while or just for a short period?
you know what? Probably go back to the coast, you know what I mean? LA's home, you know what I mean? So I mean there's parts of me it's just like, oh, I miss LA, but then there's parts of me I'm like, it's a little too much going on over there, you know what I mean? So but I'm pretty content in Vegas so far, so you know what I mean? So yeah.
So tell me, of course, I know you are a chef and also a musician. So
Right.
walk me through a little bit more about both careers, how things got together.
I'm just good with my hands, I guess. There's it's all a form of art, you know what I mean? There's an art to everything I do, I guess. I'm just an overall creative person. So I have a lot of passion in creating dishes. It's like food is like music, you know what I mean? And it's like either you love it or you hate it, you know what I mean? Just like with songs, you either like it or I don't really like it, you know what I mean? And that's just part of the journey, just experimenting with different ingredients and just, putting all these different elements together to try to make something, happen like magic.
I see. Amazing. Okay, so
Right.
during the interview, I'm going to explore a little bit more about your career and also about your life overall, okay?
Okay, sure.
So before we start our journey, William the Magic Box, would you like you to tell me something interesting about yourself or maybe something that not many people know about you?
Not many things people know about me. So I'm a coda. So what that means is I'm a child of a deaf adult. So I'm raised by deaf parents. So I'm in between the hearing and the deaf culture. So yeah, that's something that, a lot of people are like, whoa, you know what I mean? Sign language and you know what I mean? And you can communicate with the deaf community and, I'm really good at reading body language and stuff like that. So yeah, that's something I don't really tell many people unless, they see it in action. So.
Very interesting, Bryant.
Yeah.
And do you have siblings as well, or you are the only child?
Yeah, so there's four of us. I have an older sister, a younger brother, and a younger sister. So there's four of us, and then both my parents.
I see. Okay. Bryant, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and share your point of views?
Yeah, absolutely.
Amazing.
Let's do
Welcome to
it.
me in the Magic Box. So I've got here my best friend. Full of random fun questions, okay? I'm just gonna play a song now just for us to relax a bit before the first question. All right?
All right, sure.
Just let you All right, so before we start the game, during the journey, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about, some reason you don't want to answer, always can change, okay?
Okay.
First question for you is, what hurt your feelings?
What hurts my feelings? Well, I'm a Cancer sign, so I'm very, I mean, I'm definitely a feeling type of person. So, I don't know. I don't like arrogant people. I don't like people that are just, stuck up, you know what I mean? And me, you know what I mean? I'm more of a collective. And so I mean there can be different elements that can, upset me or not, but I learned how to control my emotions for the most part. So, you know what I mean? The spectrum is pretty, I mean, it can go in all these different types of directions where it's like, well, that hurt my feelings, or you know what I mean? So it varies. So I'll say that.
And when you think about yourself, when you analyze yourself, what's the biggest joy of being you? What do you like the most about being Bryant?
Just being me. I'm just living life as we all are. You know what I mean? We're all exploring our different types of journeys. I like to learn something new every day. So, for me, I'm just glad that, I was able to kind of, be raised by deaf parents and have a different perspective on life than, amongst other people that have gone through different challenges that they face. And it taught me a lot about myself and overcoming barriers and challenges. So, and made me more creative, you know what I mean? So I put all my what's going on in my life into what I do. You know what I mean?
Do you see yourself as a person like always on the go, or you kind of know how to relax and how to separate a little bit more about your life?
Yeah, in between. I mean, there's moments where like I'm in my power and I'm just like I'm just gonna take charge and go for it. And then there's moments where I'm like, okay, tap the brakes. You know what I mean? Let me slow down a little bit. Let me focus on myself. I'm a type of guy where I'm always taking care of other people. I consider myself a healer, so I'm constantly just putting other people's first and put myself last. And then there's moments where I'm like, okay, I need to focus on myself and my overall well-being. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of give and take in situations like that. So
Amazing. Next question. Let's do it. Next question for you is, good question. What is the most memorable lesson you've learned from your parents?
um patience. Patience. Being raised by deaf parents taught me a lot about patience. When you grow up, you're constantly interpreting for them because they can't communicate with reality, and amongst a lot of people who just can't communicate. So it's gave me a lot of patience to just take a moment and interpret, have adult conversations as a child, not understanding what's going on, but it taught me a lot to just build more patience. You know what I mean? And just okay, you know.
Well, as you talk very open about that, about the situation, about your parents being deaf, yeah. Growing up, when was the moment that you realized that you were in a family where you need to understand like sign language and also to communicate to your parents? Can you walk me through a little bit how you kind of understood this, understood that you need to learn to communicate with your parents regarding that?
So obviously that's my first language. So um, it's like I tell myself like, what was my first word? What did I say? And or who taught me how to speak English? You know what I mean? Or things like that. So um I'm not sure. I can't really answer that question. As you get older, you kind of forget, you know what I mean, different things in your life where you're kind of just used to the norm, and that's the norm for me.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up, I've had a lot of friends who just didn't really understand, like, oh, that's the kid with the deaf parents, and I'm like interpreting, like, we're at a restaurant or something, and I'm like, yeah, my dad wants to order a burger, medium rare or something, you know what I mean? So it's just something that I'm used to, you know what I mean? And it's just constantly when I communicate with my parents, they I consider them like broken English in a sense. So I kind of have to scale back and take my vocabulary and kind of break it down so they can make sense. But mostly it's just body language, really. You know what I mean? It's just kind of just paying attention to your body language and just kind of how you act and respond. But there's moments where I can turn away from my parents, and when they try to speak or whatever they do, I can understand them just energetically. I can just be like, oh, I already know what you're trying to say. You know what I mean? Without communicating. That makes sense.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And you are the between your siblings, you are the youngest or the oldest, in the middle?
I'm the second oldest. So it's my older sister than me. So I'm the second child. Yeah.
Amazing. Very
So
good. Next question. Let's do it. Before the next question, tell me what is the biggest joy of being a musician? And the second part of the question is how music came into your life.
um So biggest joy for me is I get to create whatever I want to create. It's my work. You know what I mean? So it's being through different experiences and trying to ghost produce or create something that other people want to hear. I've come to realize that's not what music's about. In the journey, you just need to put your heart into something, and if you like it, that's the way to go. You know what I mean? So I've come to realize I'm just going to make music for me and speak my story, how it speaks for itself, whether people relate with it or they don't. But for me, it relates, and I think that's the biggest thing. It's like feeling accomplished, like I made this happen. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how I did it, but I did. Like I had an idea, and then I just plan, do, and then I see the results, and I'm like, sweet. You know what I mean? That's awesome. So, what got me into music? Yeah, my parents was my inspiration. Since I could remember, I would be banging noises, trying to get their attention. Hey, can you hear me? And I think that kind of just started the journey. My dad bought me my first acoustic guitar. I think I was like 7 or 8, I don't remember. And I kind of just progressed from there. I got into dabbling into different instruments. And then I think I was like 13 or 14 when I discovered electronic dance music. And then I was like, okay, I want to be a DJ. This is it for me. So, and when I was 15, I was in high school, and then I was just, that's when I got into culinary. My parents were on a fixed income, so we didn't grow up rich, or what I mean, come from wealth, you know what I mean? So, I started off as a food runner. I was, 15 years old, and I'm like, okay, I need tip money. So, and I talked to this guy, I don't remember his name, it was a long time, and I was like, I want to invest in a laptop or turntables. And he's like, if you really want to get into the art of DJing, you need to invest in turntables. And I said, okay. So I got Technics, I started, and then it just progressed from there. And then that's just kind of how it built me where I am today. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Amazing. Good. Next question for you is, what is the most beautiful thing someone has ever done for you?
Beautiful things someone has ever done for me. It's a good question. You know what? Just being there for me, you know what I mean? Or, being supportive. Just try to lift me up and, give me that positive energy. I feel like, today's culture, we're dealing with a lot of, chaos and, everything that's going on in the world, inflation and just economic issues. And honestly, I'm not much of I don't really like gifts, just being there, you as a person, means a lot to me. But I think what it was is my wife, when man, what year was this? I think it was right before my son was born. I think it was like 2016. And, as a chef, as you know, we work a lot of hours. I'm a very busy person, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And we don't spend enough time together, so there's always a lot of chaos in our relationships, but somehow we're still making things happen. But she just spontaneously surprised me with Disney World, and I'm a Disney fan. And I'm all about, you know what I mean, just inspire to transpire and make people just make their dreams come true, and whatever it takes to just for you to get there. It's just like, that's awesome, you know what I mean? And she surprised me with Disney World, and she's like, "But you need to get the hotel." And I was like, "I don't care. I'm excited." You know what I mean? So, and I think that was just it was a big surprise. It was unexpected, and this is something that we don't really do. We try to do that more. Like last year, for my birthday, I gifted myself to go to Puerto Rico. And I'm like, I want to go to San Juan. I need to go to Puerto Rico, and I'm going to explore. I'm all about hustle and bustle and learning culture and essence. You know what I mean? So, but for the most part, I think that was just a beautiful gift. And and as well, the I would say my first beautiful gift would be my son being born and just coming into this world. And yeah, I think that's it. So
Wow, beautiful.
that's my answer.
Now I understand why I can see this Mickey Mouse behind you in the back there.
Oh
Now,
yeah. So yeah, it goes. It's like, when Mickey Mouse was started, you know what I mean. It started off as a mouse. I mean, look where it is today. And I feel like, we all have these goals and aspirations. We all have dreams, but in order to really obtain those dreams, it's just you really just have to manifest and put your mind to it and just like, okay, I just got to do whatever it takes. And you're gonna have people that are just not supportive, or just you have people that support you. But I think in the end, it's you as a person that tells yourself and my well-being, like it's what I want to do, whether I want to go to a third world country and and, cook for, people that can't afford food, or just being there, and that's just the type of person I am. It's just, I'm all about trying to just put love together and just keep the peace, and like, what can we do to just make things better? But I feel like, today's culture, it's everybody's kind of just out for themselves, and I get it, you know what I mean? But, I'm all about just what can we do to just make things better, even if it takes day by day, and I feel like in the end result, you could probably look back in time and say, what, I really appreciate that. I really appreciate what you did for me right there. I don't know what you did, but you did something, you shaped me, you know what I mean? Just shaping that environment, So
Good. Ready for another one?
yeah, absolutely.
Let's do it. Next question. Hey, Bryant. Next question is, what makes you the happiest?
Makes me the happiest. God, it's such a good question. It's like there's like days where I feel like lonely, I feel sad, and then there's days I feel like I'm on top of this world and I feel like $1 million, So I don't know if it's part of my mental illness. I don't know if there's something wrong with me at times, but what makes me the happiest is just seeing my son happy. It's just seeing other people happy. I feel like that's the biggest thing. It's just, we all go and do different challenges, and what can I do to make you happy? And I think that makes me happy. I think that's probably what it is. You know what I mean? Just making my family and just what can I do to make you happy? And, I think that just makes me happy in the end result. And then of course, music, I think, just accomplishing projects. I think, the end result of accomplishing projects, like, okay, I'm happy I did it. And then, the next few days or the next week, and then it's like, repetitive, and it becomes repetition. I feel like that's what it is. I mean, we all have emotions. We all going through different, settings in our lives. And I tell people all the time, it's like, they say, what's your 6 month goal? What's your 3 year goal? What's your 10 year goal? And I'm like, well, 10 years, I mean, that's a whole decade. I mean, come on, you know what I mean? But I think what it is just, as of right now, today's generation, I'm just taking things day by day, and just trying to learn something new every day, and just, for the most part, trying to get more sun in me, and just trying to take care of my overall well-being, so yeah.
Do you believe that happiness is a choice?
Um, it's a choice. I mean, we all have choices, whether it's a good or bad. I feel like it's just within. You know what I mean? I feel like there's a lot of things that people go through different challenges where they try to compare themselves with others, or they look at themselves and they start body shaming themselves, or whatever the case may be. But I feel like in the end result, it's just mentally. I think it's all in your
Mhm.
mind, and it's all your mind, because we have so many thoughts going through our brain where it's just like we're thinking about all these different things. But I think in the end, just take a moment, breathe, and tell yourself, okay, what does make you happy, or what are the little things that make you happy? I feel like a lot of people try to look into the bigger picture, but sometimes you also have to look into detail, and like, okay, that could be the littlest things, or it could be the biggest thing. But in the end, yeah, I mean, it's a choice in a sense. Yes, I mean, yes and no, I guess. I mean, it's like I'm kind of indifferent about that question, but yes and no, because the choice is how do you tell your mind to be happy, or how
Yeah.
do you tell yourself to not be happy? You know what I mean? And sometimes, we all go different emotions where we tell ourselves like, okay, I'm not happy today because so and so did this, or whatever the case may be, but that's not you. What did you do? Or for an example, you made a mistake, and sometimes you're like, oh, why did I do that? I feel ashamed of myself. But sometimes you got to take a moment and breathe. It's like, okay, well, you learned from the mistake, and technically that's actually good. You know what I mean? We have to learn from our mistakes, because lessons learned means you're not gonna repeat that same mistake, and that's gonna make you more successful in life, whatever the case may be, so
Very good.
yeah.
Question. Let's do it. Amazing. Next question is, do you know anyone who is living their life to the fullest?
I gotta say my older sister. I'm so proud. So honestly, I'm so proud of her. So she's been through a lot of struggles. I mean, as you're aware that, we're codas, and a lot of people are just like, and I can't say my English is the best, but I keep honing my vocabulary, and I keep reading more. And she inspired me to just, become a better person. But I would think she would be living her life to full. She's actually in Dubai right now, exploring the world. But
Well,
she started off as a single mom, she's now secondly married, and yeah, and and I'm just living the best life, and Calabasas, California, big house, all these things, and I'm like, I'm so proud of you. You did it, and
Wow.
she inspires me to just like put your mind to it, just do what you got to do to get there, and here she is right now, traveling around the world, and I want the same thing.
Amazing.
You know what
Let's
I
see
mean?
now. She's in Dubai right now. Watch this interview, and you have a moment, an opportunity to send her a message. What would you say?
I did that yesterday. I said Happy Mother's Day, and I love you, and and I hope your day is just filled with joy and happiness. So, that's what I would say again today, and just one little text. It goes a long way. You know what I mean? Just say, hey, I love you, and that's it. That's it.
Amazing.
So, I
Good.
love you. I care about you, big sis.
Three questions left. Let's do it. For the next question, Brian, as I could see your eyes shining talking about your son, tell me two questions in one. The first part of the question is, what's the biggest joy of being a dad? And the second part of the question is, so far, what your son has taught you?
Okay, so I think what it is, my son is so intelligent, and he's of course these kids are just so tech savvy, and I'm like, I'm tech savvy. I started off, doing HTML, you know what I mean? But my son inspires me every day. He shows me something new, on his phone or something at school, and so he's 6 right now. He'll be 7
Wow.
in September. Yeah, so they grow so fast, so but just how quickly, he's just exploring the world, and he's all about exploring and asking all these questions. And sometimes it makes you pause and look at yourself like, man, why don't I ask some of these questions? Sometimes it's unorthodox. You're just like, what kind of question is that? You know what I mean? But it's just his mind is just constantly just revolving, and it's so imaginative, and it's so colorful, and that's the biggest thing with me. It's just my son's constantly teaching me something new, and um I think as a dad, it's just being there, constantly being there.
Mm-hmm.
And and as a chef, I'm all about work-life balance, and that's the biggest thing with me, because I don't want to be like, when he's like, 10 years, a decade from now, where he's just like, we don't really spend enough time. So, I'm all about every second I have, I'd spend with him, and he'll dabble into music. Sometimes he's in some of my songs, you know what I mean? Sometimes he just wants to be like me, but then sometimes he wants to do something else, so he's constantly trying to figure out what's his niche, what it is that makes him happy. I want to be a gamer, I want to be a YouTuber, I want to do music, so he tries to dabble into everything, but it's that's the biggest thing. So yeah, I mean, I think he's my biggest inspiration right now, and and he's my biggest supporter in music. And sometimes I ask him for some feedback, and I'm like, you like this? And he's like, yeah, I like it. And and there's days where he's like, I don't understand what you said right there, and I'm like, okay, all right, hold on a second, a little too constructive criticism right there, so yeah.
I love it. Amazing. Next question for you is, what do you think people need to know about each other before they start a relationship?
What do people need to know about each other before they start a relationship? Huh Transparency. Just honestly, just be a person of integrity. Share whatever deep darkest secrets you have, just be truthful. And I think that's the first biggest step. Establishing boundaries, you know what I mean? Yeah, just transparency, just communication. Communication is a big thing. That's just really shapes a relationship, and that shapes a healthy relationship. But yeah, just be truthful. Share your secrets, like, I know sometimes it could be bad or good, or it could, whatever the case may be. I mean, we all have stuff going on. We're not perfect people. But, if you have that support and you can just sit there and listen to the other person, I feel like that would really shape a relationship. I feel like that is the first step. Of course, we're all also another thing. I'm a big guy in astrology. So, you know what I mean? For me, it's like, well, I'm also about signs and, energies and stuff. I feel like I'm just more involved in the spiritual world today. So that for me personally, I feel like that's also takes steps into it. Like, are we compatible? Are we yin and yang? Oh, you're a fire sign, I'm a water sign. I don't know. You know what I mean? I feel like, you know what I mean? But honestly, um, just communication. Just communicate. That's the biggest thing. If you want to be successful in a relationship, communicate. I don't care what type of secrets you have that would really shape your relationship, you know?
I really like that, Brian, and I totally agree with you. I think a relationship needs to start with communication. You cannot,
Yeah,
how can you lie down by someone that you're sharing a life and you cannot communicate? As you said, going
right,
through your dark secret, something that you think that is a shame or maybe something that you don't understand very much, but
right,
you can be open with the person on your side. And I think that's
right.
what relationship
And
is.
it really is. It really does shape the relationship. It's like you said, it's whether it's shame or you did something bad or you're
Could be
guilty
anything.
or,
Yeah,
anything.
anything.
It's just
Yeah.
two people. It's like it takes two to tango. You know what I mean? And there's I've also, it's all types of people have this notion, whether it's traditional or they're part of modern. And, there's whether it's equal give and take or whatever the case may be. I mean, honestly, it just takes two to tango and just communicate effectively, whether you can or I can't, and share your secrets, share everything that's going through your mind. If you're not
Mhm.
happy or you're doing something wrong, what can we do to just improve it? And I feel like that would really shape a relationship, just
Amazing.
through experiences, what I've been through, that learned become more wise, and I think that taught me a lot about myself, and just communicate. So
Amazing. Two questions left. Let's do it. Next question for you is, what's the best compliment have you ever received?
best compliment I've ever received. Hmm. Um, it's a good question. I mean, I don't know. I don't really think about like all the compliment. Like I'll get compliments, like, hey, you're really talented, or you have really strong work ethic, you know what I mean? Or you know how to, like, when you come into like a toxic workplace environment, you know how to shape the environment and just change the energy. I don't know. I think the biggest compliment with me is just like, hey, you look good. Like you're shining today. You know what I mean? You're being you. But I don't know. I don't really think about it like that. I feel like every day it's just just saying hello is a compliment to me. You know what I mean? Just being there. I feel like a lot of people try to ghost each other, or they're just, again, think about themselves or whatever the case may be. I don't know. People are going through all these different journeys in their lives. But just I feel like the biggest compliment is just saying, "Hey, what's up?" You know what I mean? Not trying to need or want something. I feel like now it's like, oh, I need something from you or I want something from you. No, that's just say, "Hey," just say, "Hey, what's up?" I just want to see how you're doing. Are you well? That's it. Are you good? I'm great. That, to me, that's a compliment.
Amazing. Very good. Ready for the last question?
Absolutely. Let's go.
Let's
Last
do
question.
last one. But before the last question, being a chef, tell me, what do you like to cook that your friends or your wife or people around you that they always compliment on it? They go like, okay, that's your signature, something that you like the most. And
You know,
tell me
that's
something
a good
that
question.
you can't eat that you don't like to eat at all.
Okay, so I've been through I'm 33 years old, and I'm still learning. I'm still, honing. So, when I was in Hollywood, I did a lot of A-list, a lot of very, very high, extensive A-list. I did events with Netflix. We did, Comedy Central roast. We did BET Award. I did a lot of really cool, just out of this world, culinary experiences and, dishes. And, I was in Japan. I had all this fish. I did culinary out there for 3 months. I was overseeing different types of hotels, hands-on experience, and, just the culture and essence of it. Um, so, I dabble into a lot of different dishes, but I'm a simple guy, man. Like a sandwich, just a good old turkey sandwich. I'm good. As a chef, but what I like to create. I'm all about Mediterranean food. I'm part Brazilian, so my mom has taught me a lot of culinary and Brazilian cuisine. So those would be my two biggest things. It's just like Mediterranean, Greek, and Brazilian. I've dabbled into the French and whatnot, but on my culinary journey, I've done the fine dining, and I've because of work-life balance, I've took a step back And I'm like, okay, I need to take a step back. And now for me personally, I'm a bar guy, burgers, fries, tenders, wings, fish and chips, stuff like that, sandwiches. I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm Philly cheesesteak. I'm good. You know what I mean? Let me have my beer. That's it. I'm a good old bar guy now at this point in my journey because of all the experiences that I went through, and I don't want to be so intricate anymore. And now I'm just like, you know what? A good burger sounds good. Just good burger. That's it.
And
But hey,
something that you don't like to eat at all, something that you can't eat for some reason?
yes, I love sushi, but I can't do sashimi. When I was in Japan, that's all we ate, and as an American, sometimes they're like, dude, I just want a burger, I just want French fries, and when I was over there, we were just dabbling into a lot of sashimi. And of course, we had steaks and stuff like that. But I after that 3 months, I was just it's just like, okay, I can't do fish right now. You know what I mean? I need to just pause. You know what I mean? But of course, I eat fish. I love sushi. Um, but I just can't do sashimi. You know what I mean? Like, squid and all that. I just can't do that. Octopus, I can't. So yeah.
Interesting. You say that your mom is Brazilian?
Yeah, she was born in Sao Paulo, Brazil. And so I have family in Rio de Janeiro and whatnot. So I'm half Brazilian.
Wow.
My dad is French, um, and of course American. So I'm a mutt. You know what I mean? So I don't know what there's like. Apparently, I'm also Southeast Asian. I'm like, where did that come from? You know what I mean? So I don't know. But yeah, we have family in Sao Paulo. Um, you know, um, my uncle is a cop out there. I've been trying to go and visit, but right now they're just like, it's not safe right now. Just, soon, soon, soon. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's kind of what started for me. My mom is just super creative. So, and she was in culinary for a while, and she, taught me a lot Brazilian cuisine, and that's kind of how it started for me in my journey into food. And then I kind of realized like, whoa, I'm really good at this, and
Interesting.
it just progressed and progressed and progressed. And here I am, you know what I mean? And that's what I do as a full-time job. Music doesn't always pay the bills, and I wish one day it can. But music has gone a whole different direction now where, we're streaming music, but we're not selling CDs or, we're doing that anymore. And as we keep evolving in music, and, I've had a lot of very bad experiences, a lot of positive experiences in music, in the
Mhm.
industry of it, coming from Hollywood. I'm sure you heard stories. Um, but yeah, I've come to today, I'm independent. I'm independent. I can't do the, working with other people in music anymore like I used to, just because of the experiences that I've gone through. You know what I mean? So
Interesting.
now I just do it. Excuse me. Now I just do it more for fun, and I feel like I need to keep having that mindset and keep doing it for fun. I'm also on a filmmaking journey. I feel like this is a new journey for me, where because I've done music for so long. Now I'm also on a filmmaking journey, and I'm like, looking through life through a lens, and just capturing moments. You know what I mean? And just capturing all these different things in life. So, as again, I just keep learning and learning, and what can I do to inspire others to transpire? So. Yeah.
Interesting. You say your mom is Brazilian because I'm from Brazil. I'm originally from
Oh,
Brazil. Yeah.
okay, cool. Yeah. Real cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's, Sao Paulo. We got family over there. And yeah, man. I've been trying to go to Rio. I'm trying to go to Rio right now. You know what I mean? I want to take my camera. I want to go to favelas. My mom's like, you're crazy. And I'm like, I'm the type of guy where I love the hustle and bustle.
Yeah.
And, when I was in San Juan, I got an Airbnb. It was just my wife and I. My son was with my parents, and I was like, okay, we're gonna get an Airbnb, and we're not gonna get a hotel. We're gonna get an Airbnb in the hustle, and I'm all about minding my own business, and I'm all about just learning the culture and the
Yeah.
culture of people, and where the culture come from, and I'm a big-hearted guy, so that's why I want to go to favela. I really want to see the hustle and bustle,
Yeah.
and and I just want to cook awesome food, man. I just want to like, hey, let's have a beer and let's just cook food, you know what I mean? And you go explore and explore, you know what I mean? I'm all about peace and just love, and just helping other people, whether again, just talking to you or, can I cook you something and, filling your stomach. Cause, essentially food is life, and, yeah, soon, man. I really hope soon I can go to Rio, man. I need to go to Rio.
Amazing. Last question is, if you had only 24 hours of life, what would you do?
I only had 24 hours of life, man. I never really thought of it like that. Um, yeah, 24 hours. Of course, tell everybody I love them. Um, that I'll always be there, whether wherever I go, as we don't know, you know what I mean? We all still unsure whether there's a heaven or there's a hell. I don't know, man. Honestly, I was baptized as a Catholic. Sometimes I believe what the Bible says, sometimes I don't. You know what I mean? The consensus is that we all, we're all unsure. At the end result, we're unsure, and just while my body's here now, and while my soul and body and mind is here now, just want to tell everybody that I love them and that, my afterlife and the aftermath, I'll be there. I don't know how, but my spirit will be there and I'll be there through your journey, whatever it takes, and just to guide you in the right direction. I don't know how, if, but I feel like that's probably what it is, and what would I do my 24 hours? Well, let's hopefully, go do that entire bucket list because screw it, right? So, but
Um,
yeah, man, never really thought of it like that, but good question.
Amazing. Okay, it's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game. Okay, I'm going to give away some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking, okay?
Okay.
One word for money.
Wealth,
Okay. Fear.
fear, dream,
Okay. Family.
um, wow, yeah, putting me on the spot. Family, um, kids,
Okay. Life.
life, live,
Love.
hate,
Religion.
politics,
Sex.
sex, ah, um, yeah, love,
Okay. Politics.
politics, civil,
Okay. Friendship.
friendship, um, relationship,
Desire.
desire, um, transpire,
Regret.
regret, uh, remorseful,
Success.
success, prosperity,
Wish.
wish, abundance,
Happiness.
happiness, hmm, clouds.
One word for Los Angeles.
One word for Los Angeles, LA,
One word for USA.
USA, yeah, America,
One word for musician.
creative,
One word for chef.
chef, uh, culinarian,
And the last one now, Disneyland. One word. Disney word.
magic.
Amazing. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your wife for a coffee and I'm going to ask her, define Bryant in one positive word and one negative word only. What should say?
You gotta ask her that question. I don't know, man. It's actually funny. When we first met, we actually had coffee, Um, it's funny. She spilled water all over herself and she was nervous and she had this menu covering looking at me and she was like, I can't look at you. Um, one word
Yeah,
or
one
how?
word for positive and one word for negative.
Okay. Good one. It's positive, giving.
Mhm.
I definitely consider myself a major giver. Negative. I like to word vomit. So probably it's probably something around that realm, you know. Emotional or sometimes mopey. I mean, it's just, you know, we go back and forth, positive and negative, but probably word vomit.
Amazing. Let's play now, Bryant and the Magic Box, and you can ask me a question. Okay, Bryant, you can ask me a question now.
All right, William. So what got you started in your journey with the Magic Box and what inspired you to create, you know, a YouTube channel and, you know, kind of get you on the path that you are, interviewing random people around the world?
Great question. You know what, Bryant? Before the COVID, I was already thinking about doing something on YouTube where I could connect with people, where I could express myself, but I didn't know what. You know, I
Okay.
love music. I love music as well, and I had a whole project regarding music. But of course, as you know, you cannot use other people's music online, so you need to have their permission. So
Okay.
my project went all the way down. Anyway, here in England, during the COVID, you could leave the house once a day for exercise in the park or for a run. And I was doing that every day. And one of these run, this idea came along, and I was like, yes, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create some questions. I'm going to research some questions, and I'm going to invite people around the world to see their opinion, their point of views. And
Okay.
here I am. It's been a
Wow.
beautiful journey, and you know, it's great. It feels so great to connect with people around the globe and see their, you know, see them, you know, sharing their memories, their point of views, their desires, their happiness, their sadness, and it's been a great journey. So that's how it started, simply like that. It just went for
Wow.
a run,
You
and
just had
that's
this
how.
light bulb moment. Yeah, man. That's awesome. Congratulations. You know, again, when you reach out to me, I was just like, I was like, huh. I was like, this is different, unique, you know, let's do it, you know, and yeah, it inspired me, you know, to because I don't really take pictures of myself. I'm not really the guy who's just on, I'm more of a behind the scenes guy, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
I don't like being on the spotlight, you know, I don't care about that. You know, I'm a creator, you know, I just like being behind the scenes. But you know, when you're like, hey, let's do an interview, little podcast, and I'm like, you know what, why not? Let's get on camera, let's connect, you know, and it inspired me to just come out more, you know, and just share my experiences, like you're saying. So that's awesome, man. I feel privileged to be part of this, and
Thank
it's definitely exciting. I hope one day we can meet, you know, and
you.
we can just, you know, grab a beer, whatever, whether you drink or you don't drink, just have water. I don't, you know what I mean? And just chat, man. And that's really cool, dude. You know what I mean? So
Thanks so
pleasure,
much. Thanks
pleasure.
so thanks so much for taking the time. Thanks for being so kind and accept the invitation, challenge yourself, you know. And I
Yeah,
think it's made memories now. I think it's great when you can come out of your comfort zone or talk to people. You never know. I think it's a great way of, you know, the power of saying yes. That's how I believe.
absolutely. Yeah, man. Absolutely.
Before you go, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
Follow your dreams. That's it. Just follow your dreams. You know, I feel like, you know, money takes a big toll on everybody, whether, you know, you're rich or you're not rich. I feel like money just controls people, you know, and you know, of course we all have aspirations, just like I want to be just a wealthy person. But honestly, if you're living your dream, that is wealth, you know, and you know, you'll in the end you'll get there. I don't care how and if and when, just tell yourself, I just keep following your dreams. Do what makes you happy. At the end of the day, do what makes you happy. You know, I think that's the biggest message. And my second thing would just be just inspire people, just inspire whatever little thing, you know, I've talked to many people who are just like, oh, I don't really have hobbies, or I don't, you know, I don't really know what I'm good at. It's like, well, how do you know if you're not good at it unless you try? You know, and sometimes I hate that word try. It's just do the best you can. Do the best you can.
I
Because
love
when
it.
you put your passion into something, it manifests itself. And it just and then you're just like, whoa, you know what I mean? So that just follow your dreams, create whatever it is, you know, whether you want to make food or you want to write a book, you want to be a YouTuber, whatever, just create and, you know, share a positive message and just inspire people and just be there and keep the peace and just be positive, man. That's it. That's all we really need at the end of the day. You know, when we all go home at the end of the night and everything's turned off, all of our phones are put away, take a moment, breathe, meditate, and you know, it'll be a brand new day before you. And you know, that's the biggest blessing is just waking up and you know, and doing this, doing this with you right now. I'm here we are in this moment in time, and we're doing this, so that's my biggest thing. Follow your dreams, inspire, and just keep sending love and positivity and abundance and prosperity. That's it.
Amazing. Thanks so much, Brian, for taking the time. And we keep in touch. It was a pleasure to have you on the show, okay?
Absolutely. William, thank you so much. I appreciate your time, man. I'll talk to
Keep
you
in
soon.
touch, okay?
All
Bye-bye.
right.
Take
Bye-bye.
care. Regards to your family.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye-bye. See you next time.